Hello everyone, for today's video, I will make a list of the best new action roguelike or roguelite you should play in 2025. But before that...
Wait. Before we go into the list, I want to introduce you guys to the best platform where you can get games for insanely cheap price, Instant Gaming.
Huh?
In Instant Gaming, there are a lot of games with amazing discount. Seriously, brother, just look at this! There are a ton of games at 90% off, and you can even get a game for just $1. Freaking $1, bro! You guys probably think this is too good to be true, huh? Well, don't worry. Instant Gaming is totally legit, super fast, and their support is available 24/7. All you have to do is click my link in the description below, start search for your favorite games, and use the activation key on your chosen platform. By using my link, you are not only saving a lot of money, but also supporting my channel. Thanks for checking it out, now let's get back into the list.
BAPBAP has come a long way, starting as a battle royale before evolving into a more fast-paced arena roguelike party game. Even in its early days, it stood out with fresh character designs, engaging maps, and smooth gameplay. Shifting to an arena-style format has only made it more accessible, creating a fun and competitive experience that continues to improve. It's a great game to pick up with friends, whether for competitive matches or a casual way to unwind after a long gaming session. With more updates and content, this game has the potential to become something truly special.
Engaging protocol! Shelter me!
What is going on?
Oh my god!
Wild Rumble is a unique mix of roguelike action and soccer, creating a game that's fast, fun, and super addictive. At first, the controls might feel tricky, but once you get the hang of them, it's an absolute blast. The matches are short and easy to jump into, so you don't need a huge time commitment to enjoy the game. On top of that, the character animations are smooth, and while the gameplay isn't overly complex, it gets more rewarding over time as you unlock new modifiers and abilities. There's a lot of fun in experimenting with different characters and combinations, especially when playing with friends. Imagine if Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Doom had a chaotic, demon-slaying baby. That's Helskate. It throws 90s skate culture straight into hell, where every trick isn't just for style, but for obliterating demonic hordes. The gameplay is a wild mix of skating and combat, where you chain together tricks, grinds, and attacks to take down enemies. At first, it takes a second to get used to, but once you get the flow, it's insanely satisfying, like pulling off a sick combo while crushing demons under your wheels. Cryptical Path is a refreshing and unique roguelite that brings something new to the genre. Instead of just diving into a random dungeon, you actually build your own path, choosing where to go and how to navigate. The room building system is a genius mechanic, letting you shape the dungeon to your advantage while still keeping things balanced. Not only that, there's plenty of content in this game. From tons of items and builds to unlock to challenging encounters that keep you engaged, and if you're worried about backtracking, the game lets you teleport to any previously visited room, a feature more roguelites should have. Reality Break is an absolute gem. It's a Diablo-like ARPG roguelite in space that delivers fast-paced combat, satisfying loot, and deep customization. The Fate Core system is where things get really fun. You can customize your fighter ship, tweak weapons, and even bend reality to make oversized weapons fit. Found a massive capital ship Gatling gun, but it's too big? No problem, shrink it down with fate points and keep all the firepower. Surprisingly, this is a solo dev project, but it's polished, bug-free, and runs smoothly. For its price, Lunavania is an absolute steal, even in early access. The game blends roguelike and platformer mechanics, creating fast-paced, flashy gameplay that keeps you coming back for more. It also has base building feature that adds an extra layer of depth, letting you decorate your space while unlocking useful bonuses. The characters are unique, and the game has that one more run addictiveness that makes time fly. With great pixel art, an engaging soundtrack, and a surprising amount of content, the game already feels polished. Touhou Red Empress Devil is a fast-paced bullet hell roguelike set inside the Scarlet Devil Mansion, which has transformed into an endless dungeon thanks to Sakuya Izuyoi's time powers. Every time you enter, the layout changes, making each run feel fresh and unpredictable. With over 20 playable characters, you can take on the game with your favorite Touhou fighters. While the enemy variety could be expanded, the huge roster of playable characters and action-packed gameplay keep each run exciting. If you're a fan of Touhou, roguelikes, or bullet hell shooters, this game offers plenty of challenge and fun. Koei Tecmo is on fire this year, and Warriors Abyss is proof of that. The game blends Musou action with Hades-style roguelike gameplay. You pick from over 100 characters and fight through short, top-down Musou battles, clearing waves of enemies before choosing your next path. Each route offers different rewards like power-ups, new allies, or formation changes, leading up to intense boss fights at the end of each area. I highly recommend this game. Even if you don't usually play roguelikes, this game might change your mind. The pixel art of the Rangers in the South is what truly catch my attention. It totally gives off Octopath Traveler and Ragnarok Online vibes, but what really surprised me was just how good the gameplay actually is. This game is a Diablo-inspired ARPG with roguelike mechanics, and since it's a roguelike, you know how addictive they can be. And trust me, you're going to die a lot in this game. The first zone makes you feel super strong, but once you hit the second zone, the difficulty spikes hard. From the creators of Race the Sun, Whisker Squadron Survivors is a fast-paced roguelike shooter where you take control of a team of feline pilots fighting against the Swarm, a deadly army of robotic bugs controlled by a mysterious corporation. Right now, the game has a limited selection of weapons and ships, and while the maps look different, they don't feel that exciting to explore. However, the upgrades are well designed, with some even changing how you play. It's addictive and fun with challenging runs that keep you coming back for more.
Cautious. What is with these things?
I shall speed on near the precipice of the infinite void.
Endless Alice is basically Risk of Rain 2 with anime waifus, and the devs aren't shy about it. It plays almost exactly the same, but the good news, they nailed all the best parts. Every character feels unique with a mix of melee and ranged combat, and there's an exciting mechanic called Awakenings, which aren't just stat boosts. They unlock more of your character's abilities, making them feel stronger as the run continues. The skills are creative and fun, and you're not just shooting bullets, you're dropping giant Shiba Inu statues on enemies, which is as ridiculous as it sounds. I have to note that the game is brand new in early access, so expect some rough edges. Project Tachyon is really good. The art, sound design, and voice acting are top-notch, and the story pulls you in with its unique sci-fi dystopian world. It blends Roman-style decadence with modern and futuristic elements, creating a setting that feels fresh and underused in gaming. In terms of gameplay, it's solid. The combat is fast, smooth, and satisfying, and the boss fights are creative and intense. Every time you die, it feels like you just need to get better, and once you master a fight, you breeze through it only to get wrecked by an even harder boss, which is exactly what you want in a roguelike. Sworn is an action-packed roguelike that feels a lot like Hades, but with co-op gameplay, which makes it even more fun. The combat is fast-paced and exciting, with tons of build variety. You can pick from 4 classes, each with 4 weapons and 4 spells, plus over 300 blessings that change your playstyle. Furthermore, the game feels balanced for multiplayer, and the progression moves quickly, but there's plenty of depth with all the different builds and customization. The Arthurian-inspired setting is also really cool, and the art style has a unique, painted look that makes the game stand out. If you've ever wanted to play a Hades-style game with friends, this is the one to check out. If you loved the first Heroes of Hammerwatch, get ready for even more chaos, more challenges, and more loot. This sequel sticks to its roguelike roots, which means you'll die. A lot. but every death is a lesson, pushing you to get stronger, upgrade your town, and dive back in. You start with a basic hero, but as you level up and find gear, you'll turn into a monster-slaying machine until the game reminds you how fragile you really are. Each character class plays differently, offering tons of replayability. The Paladin is a tank, the Ranger is a sniper, and the Sorcerer turns everything into a fireball party. You can build your character however you want, freely assigning stat points to fit your playstyle. Hyper Lightbreaker is one of the most anticipated roguelite to come out this year, but unfortunately it fails to deliver. The art, music, and environment are great, but the gameplay systems feel unpolished and, in some cases, work against the player. One big issue is that you're completely at the mercy of RNG for weapons, skills, and gear. The game seems designed for co-op, but with so few players online at the time this video comes out, it's not really an option. That said, I love the devs and really hope they turn things around. I'll be keeping an eye on updates to see how it improves. Tyrant's Realm is like if Dead Cells and Dark Souls had a baby, but with retro PS1 graphics and textures that make it stand out. It takes the tough, methodical combat of Souls games and mixes it with roguelite progression, creating a game that feels rewarding and fresh every run. The roguelite loop is also well designed, keeping the challenge streamlined and satisfying. While animation canceling would have been a nice addition, the combat still feels smooth and responsive. A backstep mechanic could also add more depth, but what's here is already fantastic. Zombieville USA 3D brings back the magic of early 2010s mobile gaming, now on PC, with simple but addictive gameplay and no microtransactions. This series comes from a time before mobile games were filled with in-app purchases, and this new installment feels like a time capsule of that era. The gameplay is straightforward but fun. You buy and upgrade weapons, improve your character with perks, and try to survive as long as possible. While the mechanics are simple, the game keeps you hooked, just like classic mobile hits such as Fruit Ninja, Doodle Jump, or Angry Birds, but with a little more depth. I know the characters look a bit sus, but don't worry, the game is completely safe. Nunholy is exactly what it sounds like, an anime-style action roguelite where nuns hunt vampires, all wrapped in Hades-style gameplay. The game features fast, skill-based combat where you pick your path, choose rewards, and face a boss every 10 rooms. While it may not be as deep or complex as Hades, it adds an equipment system, giving you 2 ways to upgrade your character. Plus, with 3 different classes, there's plenty of replay value. Though, you'll need to start fresh with each one. Since Nunholy just released this year, more content may be on the way, and I really hope it is. Rogue Genesia is like if Slay the Spire, Vampire Survivors, and Halls of Torment had a baby. It's a deck-building roguelike mixed with bullet hell action, and right now, it's one of the best in its genre. The game has a ridiculous amount to unlock. Tons of upgrades, unique characters with different playstyles, permanent equipment, talents, and challenges that improve the meta shop. But the real magic is in the gameplay loop, and it's beautifully absurd. You can push corruption so high that monsters basically teleport onto you from off-screen and still die before they touch you. If you hit 999% attack speed, you unlock a new character. The amount of crazy builds and overpowered combos you can create is insane, and yet the game still feels balanced.
Be careful, be careful.
R.E.P.O is an online co-op horror roguelite game with up to 6 players. The game takes the horror co-op and loot collection genre and gives it a wild twist. It's 100% physics-based. Everything you interact with, including your robot characters and the loot itself, reacts to the environment in the most chaotic ways possible. On top of that, the game has hilarious mechanics like voice-changing effects, funny Easter eggs, and a text-to-speech feature that never fails to make things even funnier. Nothing beats hearing your friend hiding under a table from a terrifying duck monster whispering, "Only an idiot says quack," through the text-to-speech system. That's all for today's list. Subscribe and like for more new exciting roguelike or roguelite games. That's it, and see you next time.